Members of this committee, please turn your attention to the video screens.
Welcome back to MAGA News Central. A congressional hearing took an unexpected turn when a lawmaker played a decades-old video of President Bill Clinton discussing border security. The clip immediately grabbed the room's attention and sparked a larger debate about how immigration policy has changed over the years. What happened next shifted the conversation from current politics to a question about political consistency. Let's take a closer look. The hearing was already focused on immigration and border policy when a congressman directed attention to the video screens. The footage showed President Bill Clinton delivering remarks from the 1990s about illegal immigration, border enforcement, and the importance of upholding immigration laws.
All Americans, not only in the states most heavily affected, but in every place in this country, are rightly disturbed by the large numbers of illegal aliens entering our country. The jobs they hold might otherwise be held by citizens or legal immigrants. The public service they use impose burdens on our taxpayers. That's why our administration has moved aggressively to secure our borders more, by hiring a record number of new border guards, by deporting twice as many criminal aliens as ever before, by cracking down on illegal hiring, by barring welfare benefits to illegal aliens. In the budget I will present to you, we will try to do more to speed the deportation of illegal aliens who are arrested for crimes, to better identify illegal aliens in the workplace as recommended by the commission headed by former Congresswoman Barbara Jordan. We are a nation of immigrants, but we are also a nation of laws. It is wrong and ultimately self-defeating for a nation of immigrants to permit the kind of abuse of our immigration laws we have seen in recent years, and we must do more to stop it.
Did you notice the bipartisan support in the chamber? As the video was played, everybody was clapping in that chamber. If I were in Congress in 1995, I would have also stood. Because I wasn't, I stand here today. Other than President Donald J. Trump, the greatest president in my lifetime with the most safest and secure border, I believe President Clinton understood just how important border security is to our nation. But boy, oh boy, have times changed. 28 years later, the left has gone off the rails. They've gone completely nuts. They've done just the opposite of what the leader of the Democrat Party, President Clinton, stood for on border security in 1995. This committee's ranking member, he was in Congress in 1995. I assume he stood. It seemed like the majority, if not all of the entire chamber, they stood. Matter of fact, Mr. Clinton delivered his speech in the third year of his first term. And he was reelected in 1996. He beat Bob Dole, won by over 8 million votes, won the Electoral College 379 to 159. He had the support of the American people, and I'm going to assume the ranking member also voted for Bill Clinton in 1996. We have two other members, Ms. Jackson and Ms. Lofgren. They were both freshmen at the time. I will assume they stood during that powerful speech as well. And do you know why they supported and voted? They voted for legislation in 1996 strengthening our immigration laws. I applaud them for that. So what's changed, folks? What's changed with the Democrat Party? I'll tell you what's changed. If you wouldn't have heard President Clinton's voice or seen his face, you would have thought Donald Trump delivered that speech. I don't believe that President Clinton was called a racist, a white supremacist who hated immigrants, as the left and the dishonest media has painted Donald J. Trump to be. I have a report from the Heritage Foundation titled, Tracking Movement of Illegal Aliens from NGOs to Interior of the USA. Why do you think NGOs have moved illegal immigrants to 431 of the 435 congressional districts? The truth is, hear me, it's because the Democrats' progressive policies are not acceptable to Americans. Heritage obtained a sampling of approximately 30,000 cell phones that were tracked to NGOs along border states. They tracked approximately 22,000 devices at 20 NGO locations in January 2022. The same devices were later traced to 431 separate U.S. congressional districts, and of the 52 with the highest rate of tracked devices, 71 of them were Republican congressional districts. The report revealed that it's not a coincidence, folks. The flood of illegal immigrants means a continual rise in surplus laborers. That surplus drives down the wages of existing middle-class and lower-class job holders until they leave the job forces, and then they're forced to go on welfare with the hopes that they will become loyal supporters of the Democrats. That's what this is all about.
Gun violence in Chicago without talking about Indiana. Because the violence and the mothers that we have to comfort are losing children due to the guns and the carnage and the lawlessness unleashed by those states. I move on. For context, the NRA spent about $250 million in 2020 alone. That's more than twice the entire salary of Congress combined. In 1 year, lobbying against gun safety laws. There's also this discussion about anything but a gun, but that these are about violent people. But yet we aren't doing anything about addressing the actual root causes of misogyny, where 2/3 of mass shootings are connected to domestic violence, or the emergence of white supremacy radicalization.
In the speech, Clinton discussed concerns about illegal immigration, the burden on public resources, and the need for stronger enforcement measures. He also emphasized that the United States is both a nation of immigrants and a nation of laws. The recording immediately became the center of attention. Not because it was new, because it was familiar. After the video concluded, lawmakers began debating what it meant in today's political environment. Some argued that Clinton's comments reflected concerns that have existed across party lines for decades. Others argued that today's immigration challenges differ significantly from those faced in the 1990s. The discussion quickly expanded beyond the video itself. The focus became whether political parties have changed their positions over time, or whether the circumstances surrounding immigration policy have changed. That question remained at the center of the hearing. Lawmakers then shifted to discussing immigration statistics, border security policies, and reports from various organizations. Different members presented competing interpretations of the available data and what it suggests about immigration trends. Supporters of stricter enforcement argued that stronger border security remains necessary to maintain public confidence in the immigration system. Others emphasized humanitarian concerns and broader immigration reforms. The exchange highlighted how immigration continues to be one of the most debated issues in American politics. Before we continue, make sure to click the subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss our latest hearing breakdowns and political analysis. The most memorable part of the hearing wasn't a shouting match or a dramatic confrontation. It was the contrast between past and present. The video reminded viewers that immigration debates have existed for decades and that political leaders from both parties have spoken about border security in different ways over time. For many watching, the clip served as a reminder of how political messages can evolve as circumstances and priorities change. Regardless of political affiliation, the video succeeded in reigniting a conversation about immigration policy, enforcement, and political consistency. By the end of the hearing, attention had shifted away from day-to-day political arguments and toward a broader discussion about history, policy, and how political positions change over time. The video of President Clinton became the focal point of that discussion. Some viewers saw it as evidence of continuity in immigration concerns. Others saw it as a reflection of a different era facing different challenges. What do you think? Did the historic speech provide useful context for today's immigration debate, or are today's circumstances too different for direct comparisons? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more congressional hearing breakdowns and political coverage. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.